I'm always, so struck by when you follow the game plan, when we control the things under our control, the results take care of themselves. And when we were up in rebounding, we were up in points. That's simple. We were down in rebounding, we were down in points. And we held them to, we were +7 in the last 4 minutes from a rebounding perspective. And that's the difference. We talked about having to defensive rebound, defend without fouling. We won the free throw battle. And we had to finish and learn from the previous games. There's a lot of things we still need to get better at, a lot of areas that we still can improve, but we did those 3 things. And we followed the game plan pretty closely. I thought our post-defensive improvement from the first time we played them was remarkable. They really didn't get any low post scores. They got, Yelena got a couple in the high post, and credit her for knocking that down, but execute the game plan, get our passion play goal, which we did for the second game in a row. We had 79 passion plays, and control the rebounds. And it's really not more complicated than that. We shot horribly. We didn't play well offensively. We were very tentative. It was an ugly game to watch from an offensive perspective. But the bottom line is you find a way to win with the things under your control, and we did that.
Open for questions? Oregon State went on a 9-2 run to start the third quarter. I saw you call a timeout. You seemed very animated in the huddle. Can you just break down maybe what went down in that huddle and how you were able to turn things around from that point on?
Well, we have a phrase about neutral thinking, and I was not very neutral, and Charisma was. Charisma just kept saying, what's our next right step? What's our next right step? And she was the leader in that. But I also think the team needed to see me fired up. Like, that's unacceptable. That's all we talked about at halftime was our urgency on defense and how we had let that go because we were missing shots in the second quarter. And, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable to come out and, give up. We were lackadaisical. You just cannot play that way. And that is still something we have got to learn when we give possessions away, because we're hoping something works or hoping something happens to us instead of making our own luck. Make plays, execute the game plan, set somebody else up to make an easier shot, do teamwork plays. And we weren't doing that. And we went down. That's why the 9-2 run happened. And as simple as that. So I wanted them to feel it, not just hear it.
You talked about the teamwork. I don't think many people would have expected 29 bench points despite only 2 from London Jones. Obviously a big game for Gabriela, but also Lena. What can you just say about them too, and just the bench overall to be able to help you guys?
Well, the bench scored half our points, right? And they've been doing that all year, except a big part of that recently has been London. And London's still such a huge piece. And one of the reasons other people were able to step up is they had to put a different focus on London. And so that's where selflessness has to come in, right? And I think I was watching our men last night, and I don't think Tiger and Jaime they didn't carry the whole thing, but other people were ready to step up. And so I think that, that's what a team is all about, is that you got to have obviously clarity and what your go-to things are and what you're trying to accomplish together, but everybody's got to be ready. And, Coach Tony was saying, hey, Lena shot the ball great in warm-ups early in the game. He's like, she's ready to shoot it. Like, get her in fill behind situations if they're going to play off of her, and we're going to do it. But, she had 22 passion plays by herself. And that offensive out-of-area rebound on the free throw, huge, play after play after play defensively. And, I think we're allowing, when Lena's in the lineup, I could have this a little bit wrong, but, we're in the top 1% in the country, literally. When she comes in her plus minus, I think we're at like 0.57 points per possession, which is phenomenal. And her ability to stay out there and defend without fouling, I thought Lena was really huge. But our bench in general has been huge all year. And, people like Gabriela is always ready. She's always ready to help the team. I joke with her all the time that when she's on the bench, she's like staring like a hole through my back. She wants to get in and play so much. But the reality is I love that she just loves this game, and she just wants to help our team win in any way she can. And, we have a selfless team in that way, and it played out again in half our bench points.
And then for the players, there's been a narrative about close games in the past couple of weeks. You're down 5 with 7 minutes left. What's the mindset in the huddle, and how nice does it feel to finally kind of get over that hump and earn a tight win like you did tonight?
Yeah, I think we were all just thinking about how can we finish this game, and we kind of talked about it before we played, about just finishing strong. And I think we did that, and I think everybody's mindset was the same, like, okay, we're going to get stops on defense, and then we're going to take care of the ball on offense. And the coaches really emphasized that, so I think all of us were really just focused on doing that, and we did that.
I'll just ask one more. I think it was 3 of 27 from 3. Do you take notice of that during the game and almost try to avoid shooting threes when they just don't seem to be falling? Does that affect how you maybe shoot in the fourth quarter? Do you shoot less threes, or do you kind of ignore that?
I think at the start of the game, we shot like 7 threes right away, and we were just said, just hunt to the paint first and get a kick out. I mean, they were really good shots. They were open, but I think we do best when we hunt the paint, get kickouts, and if the ball touches the paint, we usually get a good shot.
And I thought Riz was spectacular in that. She not only stayed emotionally really steady, but she was 6 for 10 on non-threes after that. So she just started hunting for a better shot, a different shot, and she's really good in her pull-up going to her right, and just trying to pull her out of the left side, trying to get her going downhill the other way. She got a couple in transition, but I think now you're smart, right? She really used senior leadership in that case, and really hunted for mid-range shots and getting to the cup. She did a great job on that front. Got out in transition a few times, but 6 for 10 on non-threes. That's learning from the situation and attacking in other ways.
I would think you guys would think this was kind of a step up as far as, recently the fourth quarters haven't been the best quarters, but you guys really stepped up. And did you see it as maybe the shots weren't falling like they usually do, so you had to step up and do other things?
Yeah, I think we do a good job of encouraging each other, even when our shots aren't falling, to keep shooting. But I think too, like Gab said, we really just tried to hunt to get shots in the paint and get those good shots, because then we can rebound and get to the free throw line. And I think a couple people, like Kiki, got to the free throw line a couple of times. So I think just focusing on, if those shots aren't going in, what else can we focus on to get good shots?
And then do you guys feel like this is kind of a step forward for that, and just also seeing who else can step up? Do you guys feel like emotionally as a team, this was a good step up tonight?
Yeah, I think this really helped our confidence as a team to prove to each other that we really can finish games, and we did that tonight, and it's just more fun to play that way.
It seems like there's a lot of you that really love playing, and maybe Kristen, can you talk about how she's kind of really come along? Because you've always been great since you came here, but now it's just you're getting more confident on the court. Maybe what you see as a senior.
Yeah, it's super fun to play with Gabs. She is literally the biggest cheerleader for everyone else. So when she has really good games, it's super fun to see that, because she does give so much to this team. But I am super proud of her, and just seeing how far she's come, especially from the beginning of the year. And she's just grown so much, and she's such a big part of our team, and she brings such great energy coming off the bench. And when she comes in or when she's playing with you, you know that she's going to give it her all, and she's going to do whatever it takes for the team to be in a good position. So it's super fun playing with her, and I'm super excited for her, and I'm so happy she's on this team.
And then, Coach, I know one game at a time, but I know how would you sustain this? This is pretty much a win-win-win tonight. How do you sustain this going into the next matchup, which is not going to be easier?
Yeah, I think that realizing it's not going to be any easier and focusing on the next right step, so being 1-0 in practice tomorrow. We literally talked about that on Wednesday's practice is our major prep day. We were 1-0 in our preparation, and really keeping it as simple as possible. I think right now, I think clarity, Coach Shannon always has this phrase that clarity is kind, and I think less is more at this point with this particular team, especially with such a young team and 9 players that didn't play together last year. I think it's really about phenomenal mental preparation and really simple, clear directives from the coaching staff. And I think, as we've gotten to know each other, I think that's really important. And we were really clear, even in timeouts, like, you guys, we said the difference in finishing or not is defensive rebounding and taking care of the ball. And now is when you earn that confidence. And, we're just trying to, obviously there was other things we got to do, but let's just focus on getting better at those things. So in tomorrow's practice, what are the few things that we need to get better at? And let's be 1-0 in practice, and that's all I need to focus on. And I think, too, just with our young group, and Tasha did a great job in one of the timeouts, and she did a great job in practice yesterday, too, that, I'm trying to create anxiety in practice and pressure that they feel when they're out there anyways, so that they can learn to sort of shift that. What does it mean for them to make that next right step, to be aware in the moment? And even in the game today, Tasha's like, okay, we lit them up last time. Now we got to guide them into that next right step, that the anxiety's got to go down. We got to have clarity of thought. We got to just really focus on, with our young team, what exactly do we need them to do. And I thought she did a great job helping us focus on the next right step. Yeah, I think it's hard, especially against a team like Oregon State. They have a million sets. They have a different lineups. They're very well coached that way. They're really good in special situations. And so it's easy to want to say 10 things, because they could do this and they could do that. But I think, no, we have, Charisma will walk us through the right things. I thought Cam being ready to come in and be another person out there along with her to coach the youngins through that was really, really important. Gina doing the same thing, really coming in and providing that at the very end of the game after sitting a little bit. And I just think everyone just wants to help each other win, and that's it.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.